So what I'm going to be doing today is some cold casting with resin. Now, I know I've shown this before using bronze, but I'm going to show you it this time using aluminium powder, which is actually easily available and it's a very good price. There's a few techniques of doing this, but this is the one I prefer the most. So I'm going to quickly show you that, and you'll be so surprised how beautiful this comes out, and these really do sell amazingly well, especially around Christmas. People love them. I'm going to be using these little gnome molds, which I absolutely adore. I think they're so cute. What is great about this, it gives it a great weight, but it also makes it look a lot more luxurious, I think. So for the start of this, what I need to do is mix up my resin, because I want it to thicken quite a lot before I start the first stage of this. And I'm going to be using Pure Glossy by Teexpert, purely because I love the effect this gives. It always gives a great result, but additionally, it is so reasonably priced that doing things like this helps with your profit margin. So I've got my resin mixed up here for this, and what I'm going to do now is add some dark silver or silver grey mica powder into this and give that a bit of a mix round, so it's all very well mixed in. And now I want to take my aluminium powder and I want to put in about the same, look, that's how aluminium powder comes. I want to put in about the same amount again into that resin. Now this does take a bit of mixing and it will thicken it up, and we need it to be quite thick anyway for this next stage. But what I'm going to do is put this to one side for about 10 minutes to allow this to thicken up really well before I do what I've got to do next. And then while that's thickening up, what I'm going to also do is place some aluminium powder into my molds like this. Give that a good shake, because I want that to be stuck to the outside of the mold. Any spare that comes out, I'm just going to put into this second lot of resin. So you can see now that's fully coated in there. I will link everything in the description below, so if you want to get hold of it, then you can get hold of it really easily. So let's mix that back in there, and we'll leave that. We'll keep checking it, because I want that to get quite thick. So this has now got to the thickness that I want it to be. As you can see, it is getting quite thick. The important thing is at this stage is to give it another really good stir, because that aluminium powder will have sunk to the bottom and you want to make sure it's right up there. Now, you can do this with a brush, or you can do it in the way that I'm doing it. And so I'm going to pour in some of that in there, in each one. And now I'm going to roll that around in there so that it sticks to all those sides. And then what I'm going to do is, once I'm happy with that, I'm going to get a brush and make sure that everywhere is covered. Now, this is an old brush one that I don't want anymore, because you're never going to clean this out. I just keep painting that on until I'm happy everywhere is covered. So that's fully covered now, as you can see. If it's still a little bit runny and it starts to run off, just go back in with your brush until you're happy that it's stuck everywhere. I left that about 20 minutes to thicken up, but it really does depend on the temperature of your room, the temperature of your resin. It could do it in 10 and it might take 30. So there's no exact science to it. Now, I certainly don't want to waste that, because that's enough in there. So all I'm going to do is use that and fill these up. And then I'm going to leave these to cure up for about an hour before I do the next stage. Well, this has now been sitting for about an hour, and as you can see, look, it's really thick on here. So what I'm going to do is just do one last pass using this brush over to ensure that there's as much on these sides as I can possibly get, because that way you don't have to use up so much of the aluminium powder when you come to fill this up, and it works out much more reasonably priced to do. So I'm now going to mix up my resin to fill that in with. So I've got the rest of my resin mixed up now. What I'm going to do is add some grey mica powder into this. And I'm not adding any aluminium powder into this, because we've already got it up the sides and everywhere where we need it. Now, if you want to add any weight or anything to this, then you can pop some metal bolts in there as well. That'll help. I'm not going to do that because there's quite a bit of resin in it. I want to darken this resin off a little bit that I've got here. So I'm also going to add a bit of black in here to darken this grey off a little bit more. Yeah, I'm much happier with that now. And now all I need to do is fill these two molds up, pouring this in slowly until it gets to the top, and then we'll let that cure up, and then I'll show you what the final step is, and you'll be astonished. And we'll fill this one up, we'll give that a couple of minutes, and then if any bubbles come up, we will burst those with a long neck lighter, not a torch. Remember, we don't want to be burning our molds, and then we're good to go. Now, if you want to here, you can take a little bit of the aluminium powder and sprinkle some across this bottom like this. That'll absorb into the resin, and then it'll give you more of an aluminium finished bottom to it, as opposed to having to use loads of aluminium here. But it's entirely up to you. I'm going to do this one. I'm not going to do the little one, and then I can show you what the difference is. I don't think it's a major difference, but... And who looks at the bottom? These are all cured now and ready to come out of their molds. And you will see a slight difference within the base colour, which is the infill colour, and the outside colour, and that's what we're looking for at the moment. I do love these molds. They tickle me no end. Look at that. So that looks a bit dull at the moment, even though I made it with a glossy resin, but wait until you see the next stage. Look at that one. That came out really cute too. So this is going to be using wire wool. That's why I put my gloves on. Now, really, you need to use the ultra fine wire wool, but I couldn't get hold of any for some reason. All I could get was this fine wire wool. So I'm hoping it's going to work the same. And what you do is you get your wire wool like this, and you gently rub it all the way over. Boost up that aluminium powder. And you see, look, it's already starting to shine through there. And because we've got such a high concentration of that right on this edge, that should boost up really, really well. Look at that. You can see the absolute massive difference there is to that. You just go along and rub that like that. Not hard. You only want to go over it lightly, but that's why it's better to use a very, very 00 fine wire wool than this one, but I just couldn't get any. I'm still working with this. So now I've finished that one, you can really see the difference in it. And they do make great little ornaments at Christmas as well. But you can see the finished look to this as opposed to that. So I'm going to finish this off, then I'll show you both. So there we go, they're both finished now, and they'll make great little ornaments. I love them, I love the way it comes out. It's a really nice brushed aluminium finish to them. I've done this with bronze, I've done this with copper, and it works just as well with all of them, apart from with the bronze and the copper, I always use a black base to them. And they always sell really, really well. I will trim these bases up a little bit, and I'll actually put them on a base as well of some sort. All I'll do is go around this with my knife like this, and then I'll make a base either with resin or wood and put them on. There, look, that looks so much better finished off now. Hope you've enjoyed that. I really love doing cold casting. If you've enjoyed this, then I'll link my other cold casting video for you to watch using bronze, and you can see the difference and what I do with that. Boo that like button, hit that subscribe button, and most of all, enjoy your resin. Take care. Bye. So if you're looking to see what comes in my kit, you get this extra large mat, several pairs of nitrile gloves, you get pipettes, you get 3 stirrers, you get one of these little silicone brushes, which are great. On top of that, you get these, which you've seen me use lots of times. It's great for removing bubbles and doesn't damage any of your molds. You get some of these nice little small measuring cups, ideal for colours. You also get 2 of these smaller mixing cups and 2 of these larger mixing silicone jugs. I'm sorry if it keeps going out of stock, but keep an eye out. It does get put back into stock really, really quickly. Again, links in the description of this video.